Hello, welcome to GEEKAMANIA. This is a top 3 episode about top 3 characters we'd like to see in Mortal Kombat, I believe. Anyway, it's Sam's idea, so she's going to talk about it.
Sam has to elaborate? Well, okay, well done.
Well done. We've come up
It took a
with
while.
3 characters that are in the style of Mortal Kombat, where you pick them from different games or films or cartoons or anything, and then we have to come up with like their finishers as well. It's very, very geeky. By the way, that's
Well,
Mark.
the show is called GEEKAMANIA.
That's Mikey.
I'm Michael and that's Ben.
That is
And that's
that is
Kier.
Kier, and I've done it wrong. I got it wrong!
It doesn't matter.
That's
It
Sam.
doesn't.
And
matter.
that's everyone else.
This is
You-
the first time I've gotten it wrong. Now I know what you guys do all the time. This feels great.
So, who's going to start off the top
You
3?
get addicted to it.
Sam, is this your idea? Do you want to start or did you want to go last?
I'll go last.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
We'll start with Kier.
Okay, who is your
Okay.
number 3?
My number 3 is Pingu.
Dude,
Ooh!
That's quite
Pingu
interesting.
is the lethalest kid.
You least suspect Pingu.
So what would Pingu's fatality be?
It
Yeah.
would be fin slap, where it jumps up and it slaps you with a fin in the head, and your head detaches like a kung fu movie without any blood, just and just falls on the floor and dead.
That
Well,
deserves
that is because Pingu's slap also is at about a minus 100 Kelvin, so
Yeah.
it instantly freezes all the blood in their head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
That's
should
why
make a
there's no
horror
blood.
movie out of that.
Mine, there was
See, I know my
always
shit.
some guy already has done like some horror film based on like Pingu. It's like a Patterson thing. I've seen it. It's actually quite.
OMG cat.
Yeah.
That's
My
amazing.
number 3 would be Deadpool.
Okay.
I thought Deadpool would work really well for the game, and his fatality would probably be him breaking the fourth wall. Oh my god, I'm going to do a fatality. What do you mean finish her? Like, I'm going to do a fatality. And then like slice them up with his guns quite a lot and then shoot them.
I
With
kind of
swords
imagine
and
if
shoot
if a disembodied voice said, "Finish him" to Deadpool, he's like, "Who am I finishing? You!" Bang! Just shoots the camera
Just
and the
shakes
camera just
again.
dies.
It just,
Yeah.
And that's it. Game over.
Yeah.
The game actually deletes itself
Yeah,
from hard
just-
drive.
It's good.
your TV
No,
just
no
blows
more.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it blows up. God damn you,
What the
Deadpool.
fuck just happened?
Damn you. Mikey, who's your number 3 then, dude?
My number 3 is Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash Ketchum?
From Pallet Town.
From Pallet Town.
Pallet Town. And
I
what?
got
And what was his fatality be then, dude?
Is that
He
near
just
Wrestle
throws-
World?
He just smashes Pokemon balls at you and throws them at you until you're weakened from all the hits from the Pokemon balls.
Maybe he throws a Pokeball at you, it catches you, and then he says, "Go!" And then it like pops up and it's just body parts because it just like trickles blood because like
That'll
someone
work.
condensed into a small
You can't fit in there.
into a
That'll
small
work.
Pokeball.
Mm.
I have a violent and scary mind. Internet.
Internet.
Who's your number 3?
My
dude?
number 3 is Doctor Doom because I love Doctor Doom from the Marvel because he kills the Thing.
He
But no,
kills the thing.
he doesn't actually. He is not.
Jesus.
Kill the Thing's pretty much indestructible. But no, Doctor Doom's finisher. I like to imagine that he, with his vast amounts of science and money, he zaps you with a ray gun, and it seemingly does nothing. And then he shouts, "Hidden missile!" Snaps his fingers, and the missile just erupts from their chest and shoots into their face, explodes it. That's my idea.
Nice.
That would definitely do it.
Yeah,
Sounds
that
a bit
would,
like
uh,
is it
That's
Cyrax?
about
Is he
right.
the one that has like the
Similar to Cyrax, only instead of Cyrax just shooting one missile, making them 5 body parts like float in midair, lock onto each of them. Short. Doctor Doom just decides to implant a missile with a missile implanting ray gun, and then just have that burst from their chest and launch into their own face, killing them.
Nice.
Because when Doctor Doom wants someone dead, they're dead.
You did.
You're number 3.
You
So.
dead.
So you guys have come up with like you've basically taken comic book characters that already have really horrible things and just turned them.
Doctor
into-
Doom's
Pingu
never really killed
doesn't.
someone that
No.
actually.
No.
Yeah, this is true.
That's
Never
where
been a-
I'm thinking, but these guys are like, it's frightening.
You haven't seen my Odyssey yet.
I have 2. This one.
If you want
Okay,
to, you can use both if you want.
Mine is Chihiro from Spirited Away.
Mm.
In Spirited Away, she hangs out with a boy called Haku, and I think that's how you pronounce
Oh,
it.
was he a wrestler?
Yeah. that's it.
No, he was not. He was a boy, but he also turns into a dragon. What's he
No,
called?
he was a wrestler in the old
Was he?
80s and 90s called Haku.
Okay, but it's definitely not who I'm thinking of. Anyway,
Okay.
in the film, Haku gets chased by like I think it's the sorceress that sends like it's like little pieces of it's like origami, like they're like little origami cranes and stuff.
Yeah.
But they fly and they like attack him, sort of thing. And I think that her finisher, because you don't expect a little girl to be really, really good at fighting, her finisher could be that she like summons these little paper planes, and she basically paper cuts you to death.
Ooh,
They
that's
literally
pretty
surround you.
cool.
That's a painful way to
Painful.
die.
Sounds
Yeah.
similar
Yeah.
to BB Hood from Darkstalkers. BB Hood is basically a little girl dressed up as Robin Hood who hides machine guns and missiles and flamethrowers in her little basket.
Yeah.
She's
And
a
one of
fun
her-
character.
And one of her
That
specials is...
sounds like a Halloween costume.
But yes, Kier, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Dexter
Ah.
from Dexter.
Oh hell yes!
Alright, calm down. I haven't finished.
So
yet.
I'm guessing Dexter's fatality would be
I
like the
was gonna-
screen goes black and then they just wait
Yeah.
and then the character just wakes up.
Yeah, he launches over, strikes with the M99, then it goes black, and then he wakes up tied up like that.
Mm.
Dexter's over with a knife going, motherfucker.
That would be dope,
Motherfucker.
surely.
Yeah, that's dope.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's what happens when Dexter fights Dexter. It's just like instead of it being Dexter, it's just like it like Dexter like injects them, and then when it
I like
wakes up
that.
and Dexter wakes up, and it's just jokes. Surprise, motherfucker.
That sounds a backwards high five. I can't see you. Yay!
That's pretty cool, actually.
I like that.
That's
I
pretty
was
funny.
thinking about Dexter. That's awesome.
Marku, you're number
My
2.
number 2 would be Leonardo for the TMNT.
What?
I know.
A turtle?
Insane!
And his fate-
Geek. No.
Mark
and
doesn't like
No.
his fatality would be him using his katanas and basically slicing up his opponent into little bitty pieces. That's basically what my favourite.
Boring.
And then he goes,
All
fuck
the floors.
pizza.
Fuck pizza.
And then after he's killed him, he gets a piece of pizza and just eats it. It's like, yep. My
Why
work is
doesn't he
done.
just get
No, he gets some body
slice
parts
them up and
puts
put them on the
vinegar.
pizza?
That's good fucking
Hey,
quite
and then
interesting.
eats it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
No, then it's,
cannibalism.
it'll be like, you know, the
It's not
turtles
because
in the
it's
cartoon.
not human.
Yeah,
It's like a human. It's
yeah,
not cannibalism.
the cartoon, they had them eat like peanut butter and jelly stuff, so you know, you can have it easy.
I love
Yeah, he'll
peanut
kill
butter
the
and
opponent and
jelly.
go, let's make a pizza.
Fun fact about turtles: they have no teeth. So how do they eat pizza?
With their
Questions,
feet.
internet.
How did
Because
you?
they're mutant.
Granny.
They're-
There's
Pizza.
it's
they
a
don't-
cartoon of Koi, but mwah.
Really
how
shit.
how is a man able to use webbing?
That's going to be taken
Yeah.
out of context.
Oh,
and just
quite
put
simply
everywhere.
because he has invented a electronic device which generates synthetic
Mikey,
webbing.
what's your
which
number 2?
My number 2 is JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
JGL, the mighty force that is.
The Mighty Force.
How would
JGL
JGL finish his opponents? Do
Well,
tell.
He has a blunderbuss, and he'll fuck them up with that shit.
Oh, what?
Well, so he just like what like he could be like a stance change character, so he just changes into different characters from his films, and one of them's Looper.
Yeah.
And
That's
his,
cool.
and his,
That's awesome.
his
I like
fatality is just like he makes them disappear, like and then it goes to a different location where he's just standing there in a field with a shotgun, and then they just appear tied up and bang.
Either that, they could do
Yeah, no,
to do it
that's
cleverly.
cool. I like that.
At the, when his entrance to the fight is him with the blunderbuss going like that, and the finisher is him putting it and sending it back and going full circle.
Oh!
Sam,
And
what
the,
is your
the,
number
start,
2?
the startup of the finisher could just be him like kicking them into the time
Yeah.
machine. Anyway, you just skipped me, Mark.
Oh, Ben,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
get
sorry.
my number 2.
Alright, what's your number 2 then, Ben?
My number 2 is an original character I have made because it's a common trend in video games that you get sponsorship from a company like Coca-Cola to just put stupid product placement in your games. So I have created a character in that vein, Dr. Pep R. Dr. Pep R is a man in a white blood-stained lab coat who takes to the field and blasts people with his giant ray gun which shoots concentrated rays of Dr. Pepper. His fatality would be that he snaps his fingers and the device rises from the floor and clamps them with their arms like this and their legs aflame, and it wrenches open their mouth and he just shoots concentrated Dr. Pepper into them until they bloat and eventually die. Sam, you're number 2.
Well, yeah, let's just take a moment
That's amazing,
to absorb
Ben.
that.
Let's just let that wash over us.
Oh, if he ever becomes an evil genius.
Yeah.
He is one lab accident away from becoming an evil genius.
Yes.
It's
Totally.
actually 1.5. I've done the maths.
Oh, right, okay.
Sam, your number 2?
My number 2 would be Lara Croft. She, which you can't get over that, can you?
No. What, Lara Croft or
Yeah, no, you
him saying my number 2? Your number 2.
She
Oh, yeah.
would have I can't decide which one's a longbow or a crossbow. Probably a crossbow because they're stronger, right? She It's a bit
It's
of
more
rope.
her style.
She
though.
would tie you up in a bit of rope while you
Oh,
stand.
yeah.
You're standing. Calm down. You won't want this.
Yes, Miss Jolie.
You're standing there, and she's like
Anything you're saying.
dancing around you and parkouring around her surroundings, around you, tying you up really tightly with this bit of rope.
I'm liking this
Like,
so far.
Okay. And then she stands back as cool as anything, just adjusts her hair, takes her bow, and shoots it. The rope's attached to the end of the bow, and then it goes straight through you, and then because the rope's taut, it tears you into 1,000 pieces.
That's a pretty cool move.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
And
the
you
way
can
I
play-
imagine that scenario ending up is like she just
For
shoots
1,000
the rope,
quid, you
it
can get
cuts
that
you
in
down,
Amsterdam.
and then you just land tied up in like a pit of tigers. Because that's my memory of Lara Croft games, is just playing that one jungle level and being constantly mauled by tigers.
I remember the T-Rex.
The new ones, my brother's got the new ones, you get trapped in a pit with a wolf. And then you escape and find yourself facing a bear.
Oh, I thought.
Liam
Do you escape by going? I summon the power, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson just like the floor just fractures, and then just like it just separates, and just from the ground, Ryan's just like. And then it's just Liam Neeson there, and he grabs some bottles of like little wine coolers, smashes them, tapes them to his hand, and is like. And then the screen comes back. And then after the credits, it's just a picture of a wolf slowly breathing its last dying breaths. And it's really poetic and nice. Kier, you're number one.
Yeah, okay,
I think you already took a minute after that. My number one is Yami from the Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Ah, yes.
Because I've been watching a lot of it recently.
Mm.
So I'm quite into that.
Actually fits in quite well with like the original Yu-Gi-Oh before like the card games. Because
Yeah.
that was basically all just Yami messing with people and finding gruesome ways to kill them
Well, yeah.
that are ironic.
But I did like my idea for his finisher was to have Exodia, and when he does his obliterate move, it separates the person you fight into 5 different things, and then they get trapped in 5 cards. And then Yami walks over, picks them up, and burns them, lest they come back to taunt him.
That's really nice. You have to really big, like, flashy, just like, Exodia! Obliterate! And then giant lasers and burn. And then it's just like, it just zooms into, like, their face, like, trapped in 5 different cards, and he just picks them up and just goes, Tink!
It's better if you have scissors.
Yami
and you just
wins.
kind of-
Slides a match.
Fatality.
My number one would be CL Punk.
Could you say that more breathy?
More manly living.
Punk.
From
Basi-
one wrestling.
Yeah, for more wrestling entertainment.
Oh,
Not you.
This man
You're
right
too
there,
more manly.
guys. The man right there. Show it to them, show it to them, guys.
There's a bad idea to hand Sam now. We have to take it away now. Sam, let it go.
Sam,
Let it go.
Sam,
Let it go.
no,
Let it go.
Sam,
Let it go.
Sam!
Let it go. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Be careful, be
That's
careful,
fucked up the continuity.
Yeah. And the
continuity.
reason why it's my number one is because I love CM Punk, and also his fatality would be he puts them up into GTS, and when he knees them in their face for the GTS move, he knees them so hard that their head just explodes.
Yeah,
thought that was quite a cool move.
it does.
Do you know what I had a weird image of? I was like, just before he does the move, he like tapes like a spike to his knee, and then like just as like they land on the GTS, his head is just like impaled on their head is impaled on the spike, and the body's just lying there lifeless.
He better get.
I am twisted.
He better get some cheeky smiles in there before he does it. It just looks like breaks it. Oh, I'm breaking the 4-4. Hello.
Is anyone else scared of me right now? Because I'm pretty
Hey,
scared
Cole.
of me right now.
I don't know.
Who?
I'm finding it fairly sexy.
In the promo, he goes, "Hey, Colt Cabana."
No, I'm
Wait,
scared
wait,
of you and me.
Shout out to Woozy93
You should be.
for subscribing.
Yeah, and shout out to Nick Corney. Woohoo!
Who's Nick Corney?
Is that your friend's name?
Nick Corney is I don't know who Nick Corney is, but
What's
hey,
his-
hey Nick Corney, how you doing?
That's not fun. I know someone called Nick Corney.
What's the?
Yeah, no, it's not.
What's your friend's last name then, Ben?
I'm not telling you on this.
Nick, here's his last name.
Mike,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
Well,
his
hey,
name's
Nick.
Mike, you're number one. Before Mark reveals more personal information about us
Nick.
to the internet, because we can't trust
My
you.
number one
I don't know his
is
password.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh!
Bring it in GOD.
Yeah. What was his
Come on.
fatality be then, dude?
His fatality is
Well,
simple.
Just talks to them.
He gets a pistol, shoots him in the head, and then goes lickety split.
Why? Is that the film? Is that the
Brilliant.
film?
And then he faces the screen and makes a speech.
What?
He just makes a whole speech about that fight.
I quite like that. I like that. It just seems so
I
fucking, like,
remember
so
the
cool.
time when I
So
first
damn
met
cool.
Scorpion. He was a strange man with a skull for a head. I decided that no man that had fire for a face could be trustworthy. So unfortunately, I had to end his life.
I wish I could
Exactly.
tell you Scorpion fought a good fight and won that night. I wish I could tell you that.
But I can't because he didn't.
Ben's number one,
I'm Morgan Freeman.
from his favourite thing of possibly all time. My number one is Scott Pilgrim. And
Nice.
my imagination of this is whilst they're all staggered and like, and then the big old thing comes up with finish him. It says Scorpion acquired the power of death, and a katana, just jet black, appears from the opponent's chest, and Scott just grabs it, and instead of pulling it out heroically and using it, he just slices upwards, and their body just splits in half. And Scott just stands there, katana aloft, and says, "Wow, that was really gruesome."
And then Morgan Freeman comes in.
And Morgan Freeman comes in and shoots him and goes, "Lick it a split!"
Split,
I remember the
motherfucker.
time when I met Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, boy.
I didn't like
Walk
him
up.
much.
Sam?
The hell was that?
Who's your number one?
My number one is Ash.
Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum. We've already had him, Sam.
From Evil Dead, guys.
I
Right.
know who you meant.
Right.
The Pokemon.
Bruce
Okay.
Campbell.
Are we not talking about Ash? The,
He's
like,
serious
no,
now.
no, this is serious. This is. He reads from the Book of the Dead, Necronomicon, actually, let's get that right.
Cthulhu.
He gets the book out, he reads from it, right? The tree, or the vines, sprout from the earth, like they do from the film. The tree, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And,
The evil tree.
wraps itself around the victim. It will
Rape
This sounds like
them,
a coroner's
rape
report.
them, basically. yes, it does that. Yes.
It goes
Yeah.
Bringing the game's
Does-
rating to
Then-
an unrateable rating.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
as adult only.
Okay. Then Ash gets his chainsaw attached to his. Well, of course, doesn't get it on his arm. He gets his chainsaw and cuts you up into a million pieces. And now, while you're in pieces and blood's flying everywhere and stuff, as the blood comes down, you just get to see Ash's face. The blood is dripping down his face, and it's just a close up, and he just goes, "Groovy."
And then he picks up the cards and burns them.
There are no cards. There are no cards.
No.
There are
And
no-
then he goes, "I caught them all!"
And then
James
Morgan
Earl
Freeman
Jones.
comes out and goes, "Now let's talk about what you just saw."
And then James Earl Jones
Oh.
comes out. And James Earl Jones goes,
I don't know.
Don't make me lickety split, you boy.
Ash would whoop Pingu's ass. In fact, you make this happen. Make this happen.
Pingu would
Ash needs
fuck
to
Ash
win it.
up.
Shout out to my boy Cthulhu!
I'm all over
He's been
that.
hanging out in
All
Arkham,
over
he's been doing that shit. God,
All
insanity.
over that.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Yay.
we're
Yay.
stripping now.
Yay.
Ah.
Yay.
Pingu!
That shirt's off, John.
Your Pingu doesn't have a chance.
My Pingu does.
Oh, she's going real.
My Pingu's got ice fishing.
Yo,
Can you
Sam,
ask
finish
that?
that shit.
He's got a chainsaw. He got a chainsaw. He gonna wrap your Pingu
Chainsaw can do
ass.
fuck all in
He's
an ice
gonna,
block.
he's gonna wrap your Pingu ass. And he's gonna kill.
I'm sorry for the craziness, guys. I'm gonna end it for you. I'm
Bye,
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Come up with your own and leave it in
Look.
the comments and stuff.
There's Sam, there's Maku, there's Mac, there's Kier. I'm Ben. Bye, guys! Ah!